The world is in a really bad place right now. We know about the pandemic going on, the riots, the civil unrest, and just this uncertainty and restlessness in the world today. This is all because of sin. We know from the beginning, Adam and Eve, you know, sickness and disease and pain and all this kind of stuff came in because of sin, and it still is coming in because of sin. In the book of Revelation, chapter 9, it tells you why God is sending these things upon the earth. To cause people to repent. But in Revelation chapter 9, it says that people will not repent. At least the majority of people will not repent. And this is what we're seeing today. In spite of the pandemic, in spite of what some people call the chastisement, people are not repenting. There may be a few that do, but generally speaking, people are not repenting. They're too proud. Too much pride, too much arrogance. They're continuing on in their sin just as prophesied. And so, what can we expect? Only what is prophesied, and that is that more pestilence will come on this earth. More unrest, more wars, more natural disasters. It says that these things will happen like birth pains. And how do birth pains behave? You know, they start out few and far between, and then they get more intense and more frequent, until finally it's very intense and very frequent, and then the baby is born. I have a printout here of pandemics and earthquakes, and we have here from the first century, the second century on, all the way until today. Actually, COVID is not listed here, but these are pandemics that killed at least 500,000 people. You know, we got one there in the second century, you know, one there in the 6th century, like several hundred years between these pandemics. And then you see in the 19th century, it starts picking up. And then after that, the 20th century, there's way more, okay? And we're just beginning the 21st century. Same with earthquakes. You see this, it was, it started out just one, you know, every so many hundred years. And then there was 4, then 8, then 7. You see it goes on, and it's just getting more and more frequent and more intense. So what more can we expect? We have people in this world. There's no fear of God in them at all. Oh, they claim to believe in God. Oh, they claim to say, well, God is all about love. But there's no fear of God in them at all. Therefore, they continue in their sin, thinking that they're all right with God. You know, the abominations, the sins that God just so abhors, they continue to do. And so the future of this world is only going to get worse. We're going to see more pandemics. We're going to see more earthquakes. And they're going to get more frequent and more intense. Until Jesus, the real Jesus, not the golden calf, hippie, tree-hugging hippie, but the real Jesus, who's coming back with great power and great glory to execute judgment upon the ungodly and all the sinners and everyone that is against him. Maybe not with their tongue, but with their lifestyle, which is far too many people.